Welcome again to Maths 1 to 3. Today we'll be looking at trigonometry. And as usual, before we get into solving these problems, we're just going to focus a little bit on what God's word says. Psalm 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. I just want to let you know that you are blessed. Once you do right by God, you are blessed. So continue to keep focus on God and see his goodness in your life. So let's go straight into question 1. Trigonometry, your favorite topic. Question number 1, you are given a triangle XYZ and XY is 22 meters, YZ 17 and XZ 38 meters are shown. So we need to find angle XZY. XZY, which is really angle Z right here. We need to find this angle. And in finding that angle, we can make use of, let's use the sine rule. Let's see what the sine rule said, if anything. Let's see, sine rule. Remember what sine rule says? Okay, we have 3 sides. A over sine A is B over sine B, right. Move away from sine rule, let's go to cosine rule. I think that one will work. You are given 3 sides and you have to find the angle. So this is what the cosine rule says. Let's write it down here. It says that A squared, because we are given the 3 sides, is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC, right? Cosine A. So we will treat angle A as angle Z. So let's fill in the blank here. We'll put angle A as angle Z, which is what we need to find. So let's write that in to adapt to our problem. And this A here would be the right. That will be the side opposite to Z. So let's put it as small z. Okay, so if this is your angle, then this is small z here. And we'll treat the other 2 sides as A. Not A, sorry, we'll treat it as B. And we'll treat this one here as C. So let's go right ahead and solve. Substituting these values now. So we give on 22 square is equal to B square plus C square. So that would be, let's call this one here B. That's 17 square plus 38 square minus 2 by 17 by 38. And of course, we'll figure out what is cosine Z in a bit. Okay, so let's bring up the calculator and let's work these. So 17 square is 289. So this will be 289 here. Let's get 38 square and 22 square. That's 1444. Right, so we need to work out 2 by 17 by 38. Equal 1292. Cosine Z. And let's work out 22 square now. 484, right? 484, let's remember that. Let me just double check that. 2 by 17 by 38. $12.92. Okay, so 484. Okay, so now we're going to simplify that final line on the board. Let's go back to our calculator and work it out. 289 plus 1444. 1444 plus 289. Right, so that total there would be 1733. And our equation looks something like this now. So we have 484 will equal 1733 minus 1292 cosine Z. Okay, so let's subtract 1733 on both sides. Right, so we're gonna minus 1733 on both sides. Why are we doing that? Okay, so we want to cancel out this. So 484 minus 1733, let's work out that. 484 minus 1733 or minus 1733 plus 484, same working, right? So minus 1249. So we have minus 1249 here will equal to minus 1292 cosine Z. So to find cosine Z, we divide both sides by minus 1292. This will cancel out. This will cancel out. Right, so Z now would be cos inverse, or R cos inverse of 1249 over 1292. Okay, so let's calculate that. So we're bringing up our scientific calculator. Let's do our division and work it out. So we want to get its cosine. Let's come trigonometry here. Okay, let's work out the first division in brackets. So it's 1249 divided by 1292. Right, so this is 0.9667. 0.967. Let's see if we could take the inverse of that second function. So we want to find cos inverse of 0.9667 is 14.82. So our answer will be around 14.8 degrees. Right, so cos inverse of this whole thing is 14.8. So we'll put 14.8 degrees, right? So Z would be 14.8 degrees. Let's put that in right here. 14.8 degrees. Okay, so we are moving on to question number 1B. Area of triangle XYZ. So there's a formula for area of triangle XYZ if you have three sides, and we're going to work that in there, or you could use your formula involving sine. Let's write it down. Let's go with this one. So you want to find the area of triangle XYZ. This will be half AB sine C. So let's recap that. The area is half AB sine C. So we're gonna go back up to the triangle. Remember that formula there. Half AB sine C. Let's find the area of the triangle. Let's clear that board. So let's see, we can take this off. All of it, right? So let's see what we can get off here. Okay, so this is a general formula for area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is half AB sine C. So it will be the half, the product of the other two sides, sine the third angle, okay? So let's put that in the context of our question. In this triangle, we have B as 17, C as 38, angle Z, and small z as 22. So area of triangle XYZ will be this will be half of the two other sides, B and C. In this case, it will be half of 17 by 38 multiplied by sine Z. And we just got Z as 14.8, right? So we did rewrite this equation to be half B multiplied by C, looking at triangle XYZ, sine angle Z. And that's how we got the values in the next line. So let's work out this. Let's find what is sine of 14.8. So we're going to write 14.8. Let's take the sine of that. Sine of that. That is 0.255. All right, so just for accuracy's sake, let's work with the entire number on the screen here. We're going to multiply this by half of 38 is 19. So we'll take 19. And then we'll multiply that answer by 17. So the area is really 82.5 meters square. 82.5 meters square. Or square meters, right? 82.5 square meters. So that'll be our area of our triangle right there. Right, so we would have worked out E, part 1, part 2. All right, let's go to part B of the question, talking about angle of elevation. WX represents the height of a lamppost. If the angle of elevation of W from Z is 19, find the angle of elevation on a diagram. Show the angle of elevation on a diagram of triangle WX and Z. Show. So let us just be certain about one thing there. Let's go to, let's be certain, let's double check this angle of all right, so let's go back to our triangle here. WZ is from Z to W, right? So WZ and X, WX and Z. Let's see what that is, WX and Z. So let's redraw that triangle so that we focus on that triangle solely. So this is WX up here, it's a straight line. Right, so let's see if we can get a straight line drawn. It's a straight line coming down, like the triangle here, WX, and let's go straight across. All right, let's draw it. There's one going up here. It's coming across here, and it's coming down like that, right? So that's our triangle right there. 90 degrees. This is Z, this is X, and this is W. All right, so let's see what we can put in. So they said from Z, it's 17, is it 17, 19 degrees? So let's write in that. From Z is 19 degrees. And we have the information for a right angle triangle. So from Z, the angle of elevation is 19 degrees. Now we have ZX as 38, and we are asked to find WX, which is the right. So we can use, we have the opposite we need to find, we have the adjacent, and we have an angle. So we could use our tan Z is opposite WX over adjacent 38. So tan of 19 degrees would be WX over 38. And this is where we can now make use of our cross multiplication, right? 1 by WX, and we multiply tan 19 by 38. So our next line will read something like this. 38 tan 19 is equal to 1 by WX, which is WX. So we just need to find tan 19 on the calculator and multiply by 38 to give us our answer. Right, so let's find the tan of that. 0.3 multiplied by 19. No, by 38. Okay, so let's go back. Multiply by 38. So final answer, 13.1. So the length of WX will be 13.1. meters. 13.1 meters. So that takes care of question number 1. Let's go to question number 2. Right, we show the angle of elevation. We calculated the height of the lamppost, WX. Question number 2. Right, we have 3 points, A, B, and C. Those are the boundary points on a triangular garden plot. And let's write in all the information is there for us already. What we need to find, calculate AB. So there you go. We need to find this distance. Okay. So what we got here? We got, right, we got an angle in between. We got 2 sides. So we need to decide on which rule we can use. Right, we can use, let's see, area. We need to find, what do we need to find again? The distance AB. Okay, so we have an angle, we have the 2 sides, so we could use the cosine rule again here. So the distance AB, let's call that small c. Right, we need to find small c. This, the angle opposite this length is B, so we'll call it small b. The angle opposite this length is A, so we'll call this one here small a. So remember what the cosine rule says. Once we in relation to the angle now, so we say in it, c square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cosine c. Right, so we have all the information there to calculate that side, which is the missing side c. So let's do this. A is 78.3, so it's 78.3 square plus b square is 112.7 square minus 2 times A, 78.3 by B, which is the 112.7. And we're going to put here cosine, multiplying that by the cosine. Let's go across a bit. Right, cosine of 31. Cosine of 31 there. Okay, so it's smooth sailing from here now. We just need to take our time. Let's work out this piece first, right? And then we'll take the squares of this number, right? That number and that number. So let's find the calculator. So let's find cosine 31 first. So cosine 31, let's get the cosine of that. Right, multiply by 11,112.7, multiply by 78.3, multiply by 2. Final answer, 15,127. Let's call it 15,128. That's 0.997, 991. So let's call it 15,128. So we subtract in here 15,128. Let's go back to the calculator now. We're going to square our 78.3. Let's see what the answer is. 78.3 square. 61 to the 0.9. 61 to the 0.9. And we add in here, this one looks like a big number, boy. 112.7 square. Let's take our time with that one. 112.7 square. Right, 12,701.3. 12,701.3. 12,701.3. Okay, and all of that will be c squared. So let us work this out. Let's add and subtract. So let's go. So it's 6,130.9 adding to 12,701.3. What's our answer there? 18,000 and change minus 15,128. Right now, that is c squared. So c squared will be 37 over 4.2. Then we're going to take the square root of that. 37 over 4.2, that's c squared. So if we're going to find c, we're going to take the square root of this 37 over 4.2. Let's see if we can do that on the calculator. So can we just say the square root? But no, do we need to put square root first? Let's see. Right, so that will be 60.9, 60.86, 60.9. So C will be 60.9. So let's put in that here. This figure is 60.9 meters. So we got the distance AB, 60.9 meters. Let's see what the second part is asking us to do. Most likely want us to find the area now. Find angle ABC as part C. Part B, calculate one decimal place the angle, the area of the triangle ABC, right? Okay, so let's do that one then. So remember the formula we used to find the area of a triangle. So let's do part B here. Area of the triangle is half of AB sine C. Okay, so we have our angle C as 31. So area here will be half. The other two sides will be A and B. Half of 78.3, that's A, by B, which is 112.7. Right, we are seeing those values on the diagram. Sine 31 degrees. So again, let's bring up our calculator and perform the calculations. Okay, so let's clear that. Let's take 31. Excuse. Let's find the sine of 31 first, right? Sine of that is 0.515. We're going to multiply that answer by 112.7. We're going to multiply that by 78.3. And we're going to multiply that by half, which is 0.5. Final answer. Multiply 0.5. Let's put our equal sign, equal. 2272.4. 2272.5. So the area here, 2272.5 square meters. That's our area. That's the area of the triangle, and let's go to part C. Find angle ABC. Okay, ABC. So we basically want angle B. So we'd like to find this angle here. So we could use our sine rule for that. Right, let's look at it. The sine rule says we want to find B here. We have the side opposite B, and we also have C and the side, angle C and the side opposite. So we could connect those two. So the rule says B over sine B, let's use those two ratios, would be C over sine C. So let's substitute. B is 112.7 over sine B, which is what we need to find. And that will equal to C, which is the 60.9. And sine C would be the sine of the angle, which is 31 degrees. So in this scenario, we have one angle, two sides, and we need to find the other angle, which is B in this case. Okay, so let's use the cross multiplication rule. You remember what that says? You're multiplying this by this and this by this up here. Okay, so 60.9 sine B is equal to 112.7 sine 31. Let's go further. So if we divide both sides by 60.9, we are left with sine B. So sine B, let's see what that works out to be on the calculator. 112.7 multiplied by sine 31 divided by 60.9. So we're going to work over sine 31 first. So let's clear this. Sine 31. Right, that is 0.515. Then we multiply that by 112.7, giving us 58 point something, and then we dividing this by 60.9. Right, 0.953. So that is sine B, 0.953, and then to find B now, you are taking the inverse, the sine inverse of this, or the arc sine. So let's do that. Second function, let's take arc sine of that. 72.4. That's our angle, 72.4. 72.4. Let's try that. So angle B would be 72.4. So we have our angle B here, 72.4 degrees. Right, and I think that was question number 2. So what does question number 3 ask us to do now? Right, so we just got the area, we got the area there, we got the angle. Right, this is 3 significant figures, right? And that's what we did up here. 72.4, that's 3 significant figures. That's it. Only 2 questions. Okay. I wanted some more questions to work, but we'll practice that again online on the website, maths123.org. Right, so as usual, you are blessed. God's word says so, you are blessed. Continue to walk only in the counsel of God and what his word says, right? Till next time, all the best. Be safe.